Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We were discussing plans of care with Tatiana with Pruitt Home Health. Tell us a little bit about, you mentioned earlier, what's a care kit?
So we have care kits based on different diagnoses. For example, if someone has diabetes or COPD or congestive heart failure, we have these personalized kits that will help patients and families better manage the diagnosis. And ultimately, the goal is to keep patients out of the hospital and decrease those readmissions and those ER visits. So they really help personalize and kind of tailor that care to the needs of the patient. The care kits there's a lot of science behind them. So they have, well, actually, I have one of them with me.
Oh, that's great.
So this is a heart failure kit, and I won't pull everything out, but basically, you know, with congestive heart failure, we look at fluid retention. We have patients monitoring their weight. So we have a scale that we include. And it's a digital scale, so it's easy for patients to read. And then we have logbooks so that they can easily document their daily weight and every morning.
So the weight will, if increase or decrease in weight, shows if there is more fluid.
Exactly.
I'm not clinical, so I'm just trying to wrap my brain around this. Yeah.
So basically, with heart failure, your heart is tired. So what we're monitoring for is, it's harder for your heart to, I guess, like pump the blood throughout your body. So sometimes people will get swelling in their, in their legs, in their hands, all over, and it can be kind of dangerous.
Sure.
They can become overloaded. So it's really important that patients check their daily weight and make sure that they're not holding on to any extra fluid, because that extra fluid is not doing their body any good.
Right, exactly. Okay.
So
and that's how you can monitor.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's recorded by the nurse, and then, or is that sent to some sort of database, or?
So actually, no, and no database, but the logbook helps it kind of empowers the patient to monitor their weight on their own.
Okay,
And then
gotcha.
when they go, like when the home health nurse comes, they'll make sure that the patient is compliant with monitoring their daily weight, and the logbook is just like an easy way to look back at their track record and kind of see and monitor for trends. And then whenever they go to their doctor's appointments, they can bring those logbooks with them, and again, it's the same for if they have diabetes, they can monitor their blood sugar, and we can make sure that they're compliant with that, and we can also monitor for trends and see if their insulin dosing is appropriate, or maybe they're not eating the correct food, so their blood sugar might be a little bit higher during certain times of the day. So
and you can see where it's trending. Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good tool.
That is awesome. And so I'm assuming, like with COPD or something else, it would be a different kit.
Absolutely. So with COPD, you probably still have a logbook where, if you're ever like symptomatic and feeling short of breath, you can kind of check your vitals. You can check your pulse oximetry, which measures the oxygen in your blood, and see maybe if you're having fluctuations with your heart rate, that sort of thing. Incentive spirometry is really important with COPD, and expanding those lungs and making sure that you're really exercising those lungs and keeping them full and expanded. So
Very, very intriguing.
Yeah,
very
it
interesting.
is. Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the subject, since Thanksgiving is around the corner.
Yes.
I know you were talking about that when the food and everything is coming there, but it made me think too, because I know, Tatiana, you have a lot of experience in the ER departments and hospitals. We were talking about that. And I was reading this week, and you can vouch for that a lot of ER physicians report that over Thanksgiving that seniors, there's like a 20% increase with the senior population going in through the ER over the holiday. I would have never thought
why
that.
is that?
I know you would think the families around, all the support and all
or
this
maybe
stuff.
it's the stress.
Yeah, well,
it could be
everything
that too.
from, you're talking about from silly things like falls and food poisoning, things you may not think about,
Yeah.
Eating and drinking things that they
Usually
normally aren't
don't.
used to.
Yeah.
And then, it's kind of hard when you have all those sweets around you,
There you go.
maybe it's harder to control your cravings.
And if you are diabetic or you don't even know you're diabetic, the next thing you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Those are
and
awesome.
I talked about, the things I didn't think about is, all the extra decorations that start going up around
and
Thanksgiving
ladders.
and the holidays. It's a big fall. I mean,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
seniors,
a lot,
all the stuff,
yeah.
trees,
a good
lights, and
point.
everything. I never thought about
Well,
that.
that's what we say. I say it to our members. You are not allowed to get on a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just call the Cypress
yeah.
maintenance. We will get up in that attic. We'll get your luggage for you. We will do whatever. Stay off the ladders.
It's a good rule.
Yeah, and then also too, the occupational therapy at the Cypress. They'll come into the home and they'll say, okay, this is a fall risk. This is a fall. I mean, anything. If we do determine that someone is, potentially a fall risk, we'll send somebody in to, help with securing their home so they don't. Trip. And
Minimize those risks.
Yeah, exactly. That's minimize.
That's a great
risk.
point. Tatiana, you probably can answer this for us. For the viewers that don't know, what's the difference between physical therapy and occupational therapy?
Well, the way I always understand it, or at least in home health,
Right.
The way I kind of have somewhat explained it to patients, so I hope I'm right, is physical therapy a lot of the times will focus on core strength and lower extremity strengthening. Ambulating or, walking around, teaching them how to properly use their assistive devices and kind of building that core strength to prevent falls. And I do think there's a little bit of an overlap between
Sure.
physical
sure.
therapy
Yeah.
and occupational
I think
therapy. And
that's why
really
people
all
get
of our
confused.
disciplines,
Yeah.
there's overlap.
Yeah.
And then occupational therapy, my understanding is that, they tend to, focus on the upper portion of the body functioning and
more of
strengthening.
like maybe going back to the ADLs, more of like
Yes.
being able to unlock your door.
Right, and
yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Open pill
And
bottles.
yeah,
Exactly.
we just went through a big renovation of our Preston Health Center. We have a new addition, a subacute care called the Arbor, and part of the Arbor is intensive physical therapy. So we have this new physical therapy department. We have a setup of a kitchen and of a laundry room.
Yes.
So they can do those fine, making, doing your
fine motor
laundry, fine motor
skills.
skills,
Yeah.
turning on a microwave.
Yeah, the fine motor skills, that's what I was looking for, yeah.
And exactly. How great is that?
I think that's really awesome.
Because
Yeah.
you forget, I mean, these are things that you can easily, if you don't do them all the time, you
Right.
can not forget how to do it, but your body's just, it's hard to.
Absolutely. No, I think that's great that y'all do
Yeah,
that.
it's
that you
really
have that.
nice.
Well, tell us a little bit more. I know we've talked about in the past, maybe the viewers that don't know, about all the services that you have at the Cypress. You mentioned the maintenance guys and all the things you may not think about.
Food.
Yeah, tell us a little
Well,
bit about
okay, for those who don't know about the Cypress, we are a continuing care retirement community.
Sure.
Now they're calling it a life plan community, and what that means is that you move into an independent living environment, and as your needs change, we are there to meet your needs through a monthly fee. You own your home at the Cypress. I'm actually a licensed realtor
okay.
with the state,
Right.
so you own your home, but the monthly fee goes to pay for services like meals, like if it is fine dining, weekly housekeeping, flat laundry, maintenance on the home. If the dishwasher breaks, the hot water heater goes out, that's on us. Transportation. I always say to folks, our average age moving in is 75. And then they're like, and I said, well, transportation's included. Well, oh no, we have 3 cars. No, we don't need that. I'm like, no. What does your 95-year-old self looks like? And she's like, he's not driving at 95. It's always him. And it's true because,
It is.
and we have the transfer, and we have take you all the doctor's appointments, hair salons, grocery stores, and it's not a bus that, get on the bus. No, it's limousine service. You just call, and we're there to take you to all your appointments.
Well, I would
great.
imagine that probably increases compliance if it's that
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
going
And-
to
Great
doctor's
point.
appointments and follow up.
Right. No, yeah, it keeps them independent much longer. And there was a study done at the Duke that said that people in a life care community, continuing care community or life plan community live 7 years longer. All because of things you just said. The transportation, not getting on ladders.
all that safety
and
stuff.
but then built into the monthly fee is we offer we pay for a higher level of care in the Preston Health Center, which is now a 62-bed skilled facility. 10 or 11 are dedicated to subacute, 11 are dedicated just for Alzheimer's, dementia care, and the monthly fee goes to pay for some prepaid days, and then a
Right.
40% discount on a daily rate, which is a big savings.
Wow, that is a big
That is a big
savings.
Yeah. I don't, and I've been in this business long enough where more and more people are having long-term care insurance, and we work in tandem with their insurance, which is great.
Yeah,
What
that
I
is
really
great.
love about the communities too is, like you were mentioned earlier, is the downsizing. I mean, you can actually start 3-bedroom
Oh,
on
yeah.
the water.
Oh, yeah. On the water.
Reduce it down to a condo. I mean, go all the way down to, you know, when
Yeah.
you have a need for the memory care.
Yeah,
or
as your
something.
world, we say, as the world gets a little smaller
Yeah.
and the services of the clubhouse become more and more important, yeah, that's when you see them downsizing.
Well, you guys have a fabulous place. It's
I
gorgeous. I
know.
can't wait to see it for the holidays.
Oh, I can't, I know. Yeah,
Especially with the renovations.
I know, so the next, I don't know when our next taping is.
You'll
We'll
invite
do-
us over, right?
Of course I
Oh, I'm
will.
going to take advantage of the
Yeah.
catering.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Well, thanks so much. That's all the time we have. Tatiana, thank you
Thank
for joining
you.
us.
I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Becky, thank
Happy
you.
holidays to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. And please take a moment, if you will, email us any comments, questions you may have here on the Senior Network. And I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Senior Network, where senior care experts come together. We'll see you the next time.